has been a topic that I initially didn't want to cover. We've been monitoring it in the Discord as soon as as soon as it popped up on our radar, and we have a pretty big thread dedicated to it. However, when it comes to these things, medical documents, when it comes to medical statements, I realized at one point that there is just no way we're ever going to get concrete evidence on this, like a concrete answer, just because, I mean, these kind of things, they're private, and they're private for a reason. Falls into the doxing department. Now, there was a lot of red flags. There was a lot of things in the story that didn't really make sense. However, she always had an explanation for it. However, those explanations always kind of changed. The reason why I didn't talk about it is because the cons would have outweighed the pros. Let's say we were wrong about her. Then it would be fucked up, you know, to basically the internet would have been bullying like a sick girl, and that would be messed up, right? Yeah, the downside of covering this and being wrong about it would have been terrible. It would have been devastating, which is why I didn't talk about it until now, because now we have the proof and the cat's out of the bag, and we have tons of evidence. So I mean, she admitted to it all. So for those who don't know, I'm just gonna start from the very beginning. Basically, it all started with an announcement that like a Vtuber had passed away last night due to a heart attack that happened in November 2024. And basically, before that announcement, she had graduated from this small agency she was in called Hiaxis. She released a video saying goodbye, and then soon after there was the announcement of her death, and you know, they were like, Amaryllis Blue, a member of Hiaxis, passed away last night due to a heart attack, and the medics couldn't revive her. Hiaxis is disbanding due to being unable to access any of the accounts. So it was a really terrible accident, and you know, this has 2.8k upvotes. There was multiple threads made about it, and you can see everybody's really sad in the comment section. People are like, this was the day after she graduated too, my condolences, and I wish your group the best of the future. And then the Hiaxis person is like, thank you very much. Yeah, the graduation then death so soon, it wasn't very planned. As if it could be planned, but I get what they're meaning. Maybe they're ESL. But sometimes it happens this way, and then a lot of people echoed the sentiment that, damn, I found out about her too late. And they just felt like, you know, if I knew about her before this happened, it's like kind of like the graduation feeling. You know, a lot of people, they started wishing that they had spent more time with the VTuber after they graduated. It was a bit of that feeling, but with her quote-unquote death. So yeah, people are wishing well to her family. They're hoping they're okay. And people are saying that's very sad. She posted a video less than 24 hours ago saying she was graduating. So there's like that effect of missing out already, where people are like, man, I wish I knew her back then. You know, they made an announcement thread. A lot of the media is just lost now that she's deleted all of these accounts. She comes back a few months later, recently. You know, she's made the news because of that. The VTuber news, I should say, not the mainstream media news, with a video saying, we need to talk. I watched that video. I'll just retell it from my memory. Basically, she's like, it was a misunderstanding. My friend jumped the gun on the announcement. She didn't know my situation. I wanted time off the internet, so I didn't bother debunking this. And but I'm okay with my friend, you know, I forgive her. I understand why she thought I was dead. Something like that, okay? I watched this, I was like, okay. It's a little bit weird because I feel like I'd be a little bit more mad at my cousin slash friend who, you know, announced my death, and it wasn't like, it wasn't a maybe she's dead or oh my gosh, she got rushed to the hospital. It was like, she's confirmed dead. The way the announcement was made is that she's confirmed dead. But at the same time, it was like, well, we're gonna take her word for it, right? Because that's the only thing we have to go off on. That started, you know, making the rounds on forums, in people's videos, saying, okay, she's alive, she's back from the dead. I think one of my friend Yui also made a video on her. Because if it is true, it's kind of an incredible story. So people took a lot of attention to that. And not only that, but she was sort of, you know, she had health issues. There's a lot of people in the VTubing community that are suffering from chronic illness, or they are, you know, disabled in a way, and VTubing is an outlet for them to live their life as normally as one could be. So there's a lot of people that are very sensitive to these kinds of stories. And I think that they saw somebody inspirational in this story, and they felt like they wanted to support her. For some people who suffered from chronic disease or were disabled, they saw her and the stuff she went through, and that touched them. And then some others, they just wanted to be there for her because they heard about her from, you know, these threads, these videos, or maybe they heard about her from, you know, her death announcement, and they wish back then that they were there for her. So this was the perfect chance for them to have a second chance at getting to know her. Now, 6 days after her return, she had a new outfit. She had 46 people in the waiting room. That usually means a big stream. And as you can see, she had like about 467 people watching in one of these streams. So she did gain a lot of popularity from this. And she gained an audience from this, of course. However, things starting to spiral downward very fast with this first video that was basically like a whistleblower, somebody that claimed that she had faked her death. Okay, I'm just gonna go over this really quickly. But basically what that person claimed is that not only her death was fake, but they claimed that she was also, how can I even say this sentence? She was also voice acting every single person in her agency. Basically, she was every single person in her agency. And whenever they had collabs together, it was just voice tracks edited on top of each other to look like they're replying to each other. Oi, you! Yeah, you! Hi! If you're not subscribed to my second channel, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So take a moment, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's get back into the video. So this video claims that, you know, they're all the same person doing different voice impressions. Listen, just that was kind of hard to confirm as well. For me, that wasn't enough because yes, they do sound similar, but some of them kind of sound different too. And I'm like, I'm not an audio expert, but it did seem stiff. Like all of the models are the same quality from the same, you know, kind of model, but that could also be explained is because they're from the same agency. It was a wild accusation at first. And they also claimed that she had a bunch of alts in the Discord server. Then there's like a comment on that video that's been pinned that says, so there's covers a few points, but there's a lot more here. The girl actually in the last 6 months has made 3 different agencies and a dozen new VTuber, which are just her, and retiring them over and over. For starter, the group Axis is filled with girls that sound exactly like her and have suspiciously similar mic setups layout. When Amaryllis Blue died, it was confirmed by her manager, Marionika, and they say, confirmed dead on the High Axis Twitter account. Like, no room for speculation. So the other 3 talents in High Axis moved to a new agency right away because the accounts were lost because of a Google Workspace account. And that's true. From the initial announcement, they did say that they're not going to continue their activities because they lost the accounts. But usually you don't lose 3 accounts from losing 1 account. That means somehow all of the accounts might have been tied to her, right? And then they're saying, so this totally new and different agency Luminary Idol project has more girls that have similar setups, $5 free to use Live 2D models, and somehow also have a suspiciously similar lost Google Workspace account situation. Some random fan pays £150 to clear up the situation, which sounds like unlocking an account because of too much fraud. Okay, I don't know about this part. Maybe they're schizoing out too much. Which would happen if you suddenly made 10 plus new accounts. So they got their money, and every Luminary Idol project VTuber suddenly stops making content. The content, which is like a handful of streams each of similar sounding girls with similar setups. So going back to Marionika, the person who confirmed Blue's death and runs the High Axis official accounts makes a weird post on the VTuber Reddit. Why does it take death for someone to become popular? And that's true, I remember seeing that. And that is weird, because you don't really act like this when somebody dies. There's some screenshots of her also repeating similar stuffs in her Discord server and talking about it in a very detached manner that you're like, whoa, aren't you close to that person who just died, you know? So already it was a little strange. But again, nothing you could put your finger on. You're reading this and you're like, holy schizo, maybe this guy's just insane. Because this is a wild accusation. This person continues to write, the person who confirmed she was dead to the internet makes an unlisted tribute video. So this new third agency, it's filled with more accounts of $5 models who debut and graduate after 1 to 3 videos, and they all sound exactly like Blue. To save on time gaining traction, all these new VTubers are just streaming through the Celestiverse production channel, which is the laziest excuse that they're all just her. She's still doing this, by the way, just cycling through constant account. Just this time she revived her dead OC VTuber because she's struggling to gain any traction in these constant burner accounts. So this person is like, think that all of this is connected. Now some users put together you know, different screenshots of all her different gen mates that are kind of all, you know, write the same. They talk about similar experiences. A lot of them are spending a lot of time in the hospital and things like that. Now this person made another video comparing the singing But see, I don't know if I just suck, but I listened to this and I was like, oh, they don't really sound the same. So I don't know if it's a me problem, because this video says they're literally the same person. I was like, I don't know, I'm not that convinced. But they all kind of had the same mic quality. And this is, remember the Celestiverse production account that the schizo from the latest comment we read was saying that we're all streaming on? That's the song they put on it, and this video is saying that they sound similar too. So yeah, there's a lot of infighting in the comments. At the same time, Amaryllis Blue, she makes a thread on Twitter, which I've now lost. I only have the first tweet, defending herself from those rumors. Now those rumors, they were pretty niche at the time. Like, only the drama llamas like me and my Discord server and other like niche drama llama communities had heard about it, probably, because we're like fucking plugged into the matrix. So already that was odd for me to see her bring it up into the public. But I'm reading through the comments on each video, and then there are some comments that really strike me as odd, because they word for word repeat some of the same talking point that Blue had in her thread. Now there's not a lot of people defending her in the comment, but there's some of them that are really big comments, and they're like, no, but you should look at that video dated from this day to this day, and you can tell that she has a lot of trouble breathing in those videos. And for me, I think the thing that convinced me the most out of all this ordeal wasn't even her defense or anything. It was really hearing her with the how do you call that? The voice, like, no, the respirator, like the thing that's helping, that she's had trouble breathing in some of the video. And the oxygen tank, yes, thank you. That was a thing that I was like, okay, maybe she's not faking it. That was the thing that really convinced me the most out of all of it. And already, you know, these comments that were saying exactly almost what she was saying, and that had all this knowledge of where to find the proof to debunk the video when she's just a small streamer starting out. I was side-eyeing it right away, but I was like, of course. I checked again today if these comments are still there, and they're gone. Okay, they're gone. So I think these were also alts of her. Some people were really upset at the person making the video because obviously it's kind of fucked up. You know, even in our Discord server, the situation was getting heated, and we're used to this shit. Like, we're used to, we just covered 2 situations that were almost similar this month already. And a lot of people were like, yo, this is getting too heavy, I gotta step out of it. We all took turns stepping out of this because it's just insane. And again, at this point, we still have doubts. You know, it feels scummy to investigate somebody that's might be sick. That was the thing. So there was always this guilt carrying over. So she starts tweeting a bunch of things. Okay, so first of all, at this point there are some people that are really looking to expose her. Some internet users that were way too emotionally involved into this situation. One of them joined our Discord. We had to ban him because we were just like, you have to go take a breather. You need to go touch some grass. So I think some of this hate was getting to her. Some of the pressure was getting to her. She starts tweeting things like, I mean, honestly, the thing stopping me is that for the first time, the answer to would anyone miss me is yes, and that terrifies me. A lot of good things are happening, and I don't really know what to do with it. The bad stuff I want to listen to, I'm conflicted, sigh. It's more of everyone's welcome me back so much, and I feel really trapped now. People expect me to continue and have actively contributed to my success. It's too late to back out now, right? You know, she goes back and forth trying to defend herself on social media. She starts posting quote-unquote proof, collabs, calls of her and some of her gen mates. You know, she's recording her phone and they're both talking in Discord. Of course, all of this has been wiped out now. Things like that. But even then, there's just always a way somebody could fake those, right? So people believed it, but at the same time they had doubts. Same idea. And then she's like, she's posted in her community tab a lot saying, I'm thinking of creating a collab stream with Momo, like a getting to know each other kind of thing. Unfortunately, due to technical limitations, aka my poop computer, I wouldn't be able to be in a Discord call and have chat open. It's already hella lags having chat open on its own, so I'm thinking of opening a marshmallow to send us question. God does know remember those good old day. What do you think of this idea? I'm gonna take a bit more planning, but I think it's fair enough workaround until I get a better computer. Now, of course, if she would be, you know, taking marshmallows, then this could be pre-recorded. And then she was saying that she couldn't open her Discord call and have chat open at the same time because she had a group computer. Some people also challenged that because they said that she played a game earlier that week that took a lot more computer process. So she's posting like proof me and Momo aren't the same person. The full truth. The post will be updated as I provide more proof, but there are the first two proof of me and Momo aren't the same person videos for those who are suspicious. These are live recorded videos just with an iPhone camera and my mic is left unmuted the whole time. So you know I'm not muting to switch mics. Okay, and then she says, if you still don't believe at that point, then you need to reevaluate your mental state, Mo. And she adds, I'm working on getting on calls with other girls. It's just that her schedule clashed so much. Just give me some time. So another person that's involved in this is the person who made this, you know, beautiful model. The one with all the ribbons that's kind of purple. The one she's using here. The artist is called Midas. And the thing is, they were posting the model. They work on a model online. They rushed to create that model for her because they learned of her story and they wanted to support her. So they made the model in a very short amount of time. And then he replied, somebody says on Twitter, she faked her death for attention. You give birth to a liar. This is so sad. Midas is getting a lot of heat too from people that are blue doubters. Let's call them doubters. And they're saying here, I've spent the last week pumping this model out without sleep. It's really cruel to accuse someone of faking their death unless you got proof. And then they tweet on March 1st. So I've just been shown some things that have left me incredibly distressed. I need time to get clarification on these things. Hopefully the proof of the contrary is substantial enough. I'm fucking shaking. I'm so upset. Until clarification, I have removed a recent project from my feed. If it returns, then I am confident in it again. If not, I will use less vague wording to express my insane disappointment. So I think here they posted the model and then they deleted it once they saw some of the accusations. So here they're tweeting again, addressing the blue debacle. So I have been asked about this and I will only address this once. Outside of that is tacky because it is still an ongoing situation. There are allegations against someone I made a model for. As such, I have pulled down my advertising tweets for them until a final resolution is reached. I have not disallowed her from using the model, and regardless of the outcome, bad or good, the design is so specific I wouldn't be able to reuse it, so if I pulled the rights, it would be wasted work. Further clarification, She is not part of my syndicate group. To be part of the syndicate, you have to have applied for it, and all the syndicate members have matching assets made by other artists. Blue's model was not bought, and it doesn't match the trio assets. I made it myself from scratch. Midas goes on to say, circumstance of the model, I made it in 6 days in various Discord V calls, and I have whips. I sent people in DMs to substantiate my claim with timestamps. I reached out when she came back from the dead, quote unquote, because her claimed heart issues are very similar to that of my mother's, and I felt incredibly emotionally incentivized to offer support since I can't support financially. So with her artistic direction, I kind of went sicko mode and made a model in blind speed mode. Of course, I spent a few days so engrossed in this project, I neglected my health myself, and I'm currently now ill. When I posted publicly about the model, I was then bombarded with messages, DMs, and links to the allegation. If they are false, I don't regret supporting someone who has heart issues. If they are true, I was a naive fool who didn't see past surface level presentation, because in my mind, seeing my mother struggle daily, who would fake that? And honestly, that line really hit me. Regardless, false or true, it is not in my character to retract a gift made in earnestness, and I just hope my blind faith is not misplaced. So, at this point, the situation escalates even further. There's a lot of hostile people that start joining Blue's Discord. Allegedly, a dog scared happened. So she closes her Discord invites. She freaks out. She's typing a lot of things in Discord. I source one of them. They get away with practically bullying a girl off the internet. Whether I'm innocent or not, it doesn't matter. This is disgusting, and I really don't want to come back. To those spreading rumors and misinformation, I was very close to dying tonight thanks to you sick fucks, but no, I'll stay because I don't want to let you win. Still hope you're proud of yourself for almost causing another tragedy. I will not be addressing the drama again. I will be ignoring all comments about the drama. I will stop searching my name online. If you want me to see a positive post, directly link it to me. Tonight showed me how dangerous it is to obsess over such bullshit. And here she's saying she's moving to Blue Sky. So a lot of people are still supporting her in the comment. They're like, yo, be safe, ignore them. And at one point during all of this, she gets really upset. She posts a short video.
Because it doesn't even matter if I'm telling the truth or not. You all just made it. You all just think it's the truth, even if it's not. So if you really want me to say it, then I'll say it, that I lied about everything, that all the accounts are roles, whatever the hell you want me to say. Just let me continue streaming because I actually enjoy it. And I don't want to stop. Please. I don't care anymore. I just want all the bad stuff to stop. Please. It's not fair.
I mean, I don't doubt that she was feeling the weight of the entire internet coming down on her. Okay. Mina's here. Tweets. Blue has DM'd me privately saying she will cease her VTubing activity. So after the short and all of that, tensions got to her. She allegedly attempted on her life. You know, we can't really confirm what's true from what's not true at this point. So she does, and then she announces her graduation. She's like, I'm done. This is it. I'm not coming back. I've decided. Yes, it's a shame to waste all the time and resources people have put into my persona. She's done. She announces her graduation. She DMs Midas, who, you know, tweets about it. Blue has DM'd me privately saying she will cease all her VTubing activity, so the model will go unused and die. And then it was generally probably best one I've made, both the art and rig for to date, despite the speed, and it hurts quite a lot seeing it both mishandled and now abandoned after having such fun making it. I'll adjust it and list it as a cheap adopt so at least someone can use it. I don't want to list it as is because that's in poor taste, so they're like wondering how they can modify the model enough. Blues like keeps on tweeting though. I survived, look at sparkles, and it's like a window from a hospital room. And now they say here, trigger warning, please don't read if you feel uncomfortable, by S side. Afternoon, I tried to die, I didn't work, and I'm now in a hospital being treated for something we actually found out by accident. Tomorrow when I get more info, I'll show you proof that I'm in the hospital. I'm going to be okay now because I'm going to get mental health once I'm discharge, therapy, whatever I needed. So I will be taking my hiatus for a while until I get better, okay? Whether I come back at all or not, I will decide upon only when I recover. As for the donations, I will be using them as described. My friends are going to help me buy new equipment as was listed on the goals. New laptop, new phone. The commission money will be put in savings until I need it. So no, you didn't get scammed, as I can take time to prepare for return and maybe play some games. Please look after yourself, everyone. I love you all so much. Yes, even the aunties, I love you too, because you're still human and deserve to be loved. Now I'm going into a medicine-induced nap. Bye. It came after. So, to me, when I saw that she was graduating and then she kept on posting and she was like, actually, I'm back. I was like, okay, more red flags. But again, if I was wrong, I would be fucked up. So I said nothing. This is Birdie. That's in the chat. This is an announcement in her Discord saying we're aware of the situation with Amaryllis Blue. In fact, we've been aware since this incident began to unfold. We've been working diligently in the background to ensure Amy's safety and get the attention of Alex and anyone else who may know her personally to check up on her. We have multiple sources of confirmation that she's fine. I apologize for not bringing this up to you all. Knowing the gravity of the situation now, I hope that you can understand that we don't want to worry anybody regarding what is happening. Things are complicated right now for her, and I ask that firstly you respect her privacy during this time and do not assume anything about the situation. Secondly, that you do not brigade anyone, and finally, that you are all nice to each other. If you are having a hard time, please reach out to those around you. If you need help now, call someone. If you're in the UK, you can call Samaritans anytime at 116-123. If you're really struggling, please see a doctor. If you need immediate help, please call emergency service. And for UK citizens, you can call your local crisis center at any time. And if you are in immediate danger, please call 999. That was a pretty well put together server. But then she decided to go back to streaming. So then there's another video that came out. I hadn't seen that one, but in one of her live stream, she actually forgot to log out from her alt account. So if you look at the profile pic in the corner, you can see that's one of her alt accounts. And she also left a comment on that channel's video that was doing the expose on her from that account named Riley. And she left a comment saying, even if this was true, what does it change? She's still small enough for it not to matter. I hate this small account argument. I hate it. I think it's disingenuous, and I think it shouldn't matter. Like, look, Midas rushed to make her a model because she believed in her story and she was touched by her story. There's countless people that batted for her, that rooted for her, and she lied to them. Now, does she have mental health issue? Could she help it? I don't know. She definitely has some issues, and I hope she gets the help she needs. However, she has affected other people with her actions. And did the hate get to her? Of course it did, because she knew she was lying. I can sympathize with her feeling the pressure of the internet. I can sympathize with her freaking out because people are, being mean to her. But at the same time, these are the consequences of her actions. Let's be real about it. Maybe the other points are sort of valid, but really, who cares? Let her do what she wants. She's not really hurting anyone much. I don't know. I feel like she is hurting people. So until all of her lights came crashing down, basically a mod in her server made a video exposing her. The video's unlisted, so I think it flew under a lot of people's radar. Unless you were in her Discord server, because the people in her Discord server migrated to Blues Refugees, which is like another server that popped up as some kind of support group from all the people that she had traumatized with her antics. I don't know how else to put it. After she got exposed, she types in the Discord, I was originally planning on starting fresh with a completely disconnected account, but now I've refunded the money. I have no means to do so. I'm going to quit VTubing entirely and get help. Please stop being nice. I don't deserve it. Hate me, get angry, be upset, disappointed, whatever. But for fuck's sake, don't hurt yourself any more than I've hurt you. I lied about some things and others are truth. It ultimately doesn't matter anymore what I and isn't. All that matter is it's over. I'm genuinely sorry for not that changes anything, and I wish you all the best. And I really genuinely enjoyed this community. Thank you. Look after yourselves. And no, don't praise me for anything. I promise I won't hurt myself in any way. In fact, I'm going to get mental counseling to deal with my issues. At everyone, I've personally refunded the Ko-fi as far back as I can and shut down all my accounts. Yeah, so at least she took accountability. And now, basically in the video, I have the timestamp, but her mods are basically, it's confirmed that she was every single member in her agency called High Axis. She explains it here with this screenshot saying, the other girls from my agency were sort of like imaginary friends for me. Other than my cousin, Marianika, which is the person announcing her death, / Nora Celestia, she did it with me for fun, but those are the only alts. The ones from other agencies aren't alts. I hadn't heard of the others until this situation, and yes, Shizuku isn't one, although yes, we found similar, but I swear she isn't one. When my hospitalization occurred, I suspected she was talking with their logins for a time, if there are any uploads / messages with them during that time, but probably stopped once it became kind of pointless. I was just so lonely, honestly. I went too far with it. God, it's gone too far. I always wanted to be part of an idol group, and my IRL friends weren't interested, so I thought, why not make my own with my imaginary friends? And Momo isn't an alt either. But in the video, they're saying that Momo is her alt, so I don't know if I believe anything here anymore, because that's the thing though. People who lie always, you always feel bad for them, because why else would you lie? Like, why else would you make your life better than it actually is? It's because you're either insecure, which is sad in a way, or you're lonely and you want to impress other people. But the thing is, you cannot build a true connections with other people when you're not being truthful. Your entire relationship with them is built on a false foundation. And the thing is, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't care, it didn't really have any consequences, but it didn't really have any consequences because she got found out. In the other scenario where she isn't found out, would she have admitted to all of that? Would she have taken accountability? Would she have refunded the co-fees? Probably not. She seemed to enjoy the new community. She seemed to enjoy the attention. She seemed to enjoy streaming. And she probably truly did. But again, the whole foundation of her whole audience was built on a lie. So once somebody lies about something, it's hard to figure out what else they're being truthful about.
They have confirmed that they themselves were all of the members of High Axis. And for everyone that's asking about more channels, this server has come about very quickly.
Another thing, this is called the Blue Refugee server, is where like most people migrated after the first server, was after the whole ordeal went down. And you can see like the people are freaking out. I'm fucking crying. Actual disabled people can't have shit. She was my idol because I finally found a VTuber who struggled with disability just like me. And it's all fucking fake. This is such bullshit. I hate all of this. I wish people would just not profit off disabled people. That's the thing. A lot of the people from the disabled community, they feel really strongly when somebody lies about their own disability. Now, we don't know if she lied about her own disability, by the way. We only know that the death wasn't real and that she lied about the other alt accounts. They feel like they're being taken advantage of because when things like that happen, then when another VTuber comes out and say they are disabled, other people don't believe them. They don't believe them. And if you saw my Iron Mouse comment section, but even in the waiting room, people are saying that she's faking her illness and and all kind of stuff. So I can only imagine what people say to smaller VTubers. So she did take advantage in a way of people with disabilities because she's kind of preying on people's sympathy. Not as in an egregious way like Arya did. And I mean, just going through the comment section in this, it's really sad because you could tell that people really loved her and they really wanted to support her. I think she had a really wholesome audience around her, and it just sucks the way things turned out. She claimed in another graduation document that she is a different kind of physically disabled, and it was only a thing that really popped up as a child. Oh, you're right. I totally forgot a key point in all of this is that she made a Google document admitting to everything. It came after the video. Graduation, my story. As you may know me as Amaryllis Blue, the virtual YouTuber that operated between 2024 and 2025. I wanted to share my story. It's your choice to read it or not. I'm not doing this for pity. What else do I have to gain? Or forgiveness? I don't expect anything to come out of this. Actually, I just want closure for my own sake. To know I put my side out there, even if no one reads it. I try to keep it brief. No one likes the 30-page exposés. I'm physically disabled, but my story was greatly exaggerated online. I was born with hip dysplasia and had 4 operations between birth and age 6. I didn't learn to walk until I was 7, and I couldn't run or do things other children could do. That left me feeling quite isolated from a young age. I was in and out of hospitals a lot, and I was sick often due to the low immune system, and I barely attended primary school until year 3. I was also believe what I was saying was real. Okay, so she said that she was bullied when she was younger, and that her friends would switch sides with simple bribery, which is sad. So anyway, she says here that she started VTubing to escape reality, but the thing is, she forgot what reality was. That's the main point of the document. I truly believe what I was saying was real, and you may be wondering how that's understand it, but the voices in my head made me truly believe I wasn't lying, and deep down I wanted it to be true. Just because if I was still sick, maybe I'd finally be cared for. What I did was 100% wrong, and you have every right to never forgive me. In fact, I'd appreciate if people stop being so nice about this because it's not helping at all. I know I did wrong, and all the positivity is honestly confusing me to the point my brain short circuits. But here's the thing, I truly didn't mean to hurt anyone. I believed what I was saying because that was my reality, or what I thought was reality at the time. I'm sorry, not that it matters anymore. What I did was 100% wrong, and you have every right to never forgive me. In fact, I'd appreciate if people stop being so nice about this because it's not helping at all. I know I did wrong, and all the positivity is honestly confusing me to the point my brain short circuits. But here's the thing, I truly didn't mean to hurt anyone. I believed what I was saying because that was my reality, or what I thought was reality at the time. I'm sorry, not that it matters anymore. Basically, when people start to question her narrative, he also explains in the video, when people start to question her narrative, behind the scenes, she starts freaking out.
I'm mainly here as an old man of the server to be like, hey, listen, you seem like you're someone incredibly new to the internet and you don't know about its culture. I'm telling you, as a bypasser and as someone that you've made a moderator of your server, calm the fuck down, don't think about it. These antis will always, be pressing like this.
Yeah, and he gave her really good advice.
That has been my role in all of this. I have been telling Amy, shut the fuck up, stop addressing it. If none of this is true, it's fine. Eventually people will get bored.
True, Charlie.
This is how the internet works. But obviously, as you know, she was feeding into it. Then came a suicide attempt. During this time, we were trying to get anyone in touch with her that we could. So, for example, Alex, who we now believe is not a real individual, and is also Amy putting on a voice.
Like, that's messed up. When there was the alleged suicide attempt, the people around her mods and stuff, they were freaking out. It was like a 2-hour that was very stressful, where they were attempting to reach out to somebody close to her, so they reached out to this person named Alex.
As well as Momo, who at this point we now believe is also Amy. So she goes, I'm killing myself, disappears. Alex is unresponsive for about...
Oh, yes. Actually, Alex was supposed to be her IRL partner who was taking care of her, and there's a video where people are also speculating that she faked Alex's voice too, and it was also hers.
2 hours. Momo is unresponsive for about 2 hours. All of a sudden, she's in hospital. Alex is saying, oh yeah, don't worry about it, everything's fine. A random bypasser happened upon her, and she got the help that she needed. She's in hospital right now. And from what I understand of what has been explained... You can
give me a voice clip? Oh, I love that, thank you.
She was given a psychiatric evaluation. During that, they found that she had appendicitis.
Appendicitis. And then... Okay, long story short, basically, they diagnosed her with appendicitis, and then Birdie here retells how last year, Momo also had appendicitis. So this all starts to make sense, when you realize that they're all the same person. They had the same kind of illness. He mentions the oxygen tank situation.
To that account. Which, it to me, is that smoking gun that these are all the same individual. So all the high access girls are the same. Ami and Momo are somehow the same. And Ami and Dia are the same. Now there's more evidence as well, such as a video from this Riley account at a park, and Dia was also at this same park. However, in the UK, a lot of parks can kind of look the same, so it's really hard to be like 100% this is, you know, the smoking gun. To me, you know, that's hard to prove unless you can get a really better look at, you know, some stuff that's going on there.
Okay, so he says that it could be true, or he says that, you know, it could just be her like trying to breathe like Darth Vader either. We don't know whether the oxygen tank situation is true or not, and we have no way of confirming it either. Birdie is one of the person that supported her financially. However, she just wants her to get the help that she needs. Clearly, she's a lonely person. However, she needs to admit to what's in front of them. Like, she can't... By that point, when he's recording a video, she hadn't made the graduation document yet. She hadn't made, like, the Google Doc yet. So, I think he just wanted her to admit to the lie.
In her life. And, honestly, I hope she gets that help. But this has gotten to a point where it's getting ridiculous. And if she can't admit to what is clearly in front of us, then come on. Like, for example, this Riley account, they're claiming that she's...
We looked at that account earlier. That was the account that was still logged in while she was streaming.
This is a third person who's purchased YouTube premium accounts for them all to use, but they're also commenting, like, the same stuff. Like,
yes.
Make it make sense. I don't... What is going on? So, Ami is clearly a pathological liar. She needs help. Serious help. Oh, and this is the other person. This is the other person.
Yes, see, and I called it that some comments that I read sounded like her. I called it, and I'm pretty sure it's them too. I look like the meme of the crazy guy trying to point at the map, connecting the dots, but I swear this is... Like, yeah. Not only did she create alts for her genmate, she also created multiple alts to defend herself on the internet, in YouTube comments, on 4chan, etc, etc. Wait, I thought that the Alex persona was dating Momo, but Alex was dating Amy? Sorry, Rima, all of us blue mods were alts too!
This is the other person.
Oh, yeah,
okay. This noir individual. I'm gonna pin...
Oh, she has an indie account. Generally, I didn't know she was running it alongside, although our group didn't disallow that. Just wish she'd have told us. I'm hoping that won't become an issue. Looks like it might be her. We can't actually find out because, well, she can't verify it. It does sound similar, but I can't say for certain. Either way, I have no access to that account. I think she's getting lost in her lies, and she got found out.
That's another one to get into.
Yeah, Alex was Ami's previous boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Noir's not real either. The cousin, they're also not real. Apparently, they were dating Momo. But Momo's Ami, and
yeah.
Ami is all the high access girls, and so yeah, all the way down. It is not good. Now, where does that leave us? Firstly, she got a free model that someone crunched very, very hard to get done. Now, I've seen some people say...
She was dating herself twice. Wait, that gives me some ideas.
That potentially this individual, I think the name is Midas, is also Ami. I kind of doubt that, but I don't care. But at the end of the day, they basically got free work done out of P.
50 Shades of Blue.
Is shit. Right, cool. I would ask that, I cannot verify the veracity of Midas. I am myself not on Twitter. I am not getting back access to my Twitter account because I can't be fucked with that platform. Holy shit.
It is a cesspit. Cesspool.
Silver, that might have been me. I'm 27. Okay, apparently I've said something accidentally.
Watch what you say? Oh, okay.
Some other people might be feeling a bit differently. I'm seeing some people in the chat saying that, she's breaking laws.
The £1,000 in donation that she received through Ko-fi is now being refunded. But there was a lot of questions that arose from the legitimacy of donations given under false pretenses, of course, like There's also some people that I think are just brushing this too much as, oh, it's a nothing burger or it doesn't matter. Every time those stories pop out, there's these kind of people, by the way. And my opinion, again, is that she built her audience under false pretenses in the first place. So already there's a problem. And again, the artist created a free VTuber model for Amy under the assumption that she was genuinely ill. And once the suspicion arose, Amy continued using the model despite Midas requesting to cut ties. Considering how young she is, if the conditions are real, this could have been lonely and this had been her coping mechanism and it got out of hand. I completely understand that. I understand mental health and you can empathize with them, but that doesn't mean that other people need to shoulder. We all have our own burdens to carry in this world, and each and every single one of us has a responsibility to care for themselves. Even if you have mental health issues, it's not others people's responsibility to shoulder the burden for them. And if they do want to help you out, they should know what they're actually getting themselves involved in. But people are lied to, so already that's out of the question. And yeah, Amy also used alternate identities to defend herself online, even making posts in 4chan threads in an attempt to control the narrative. So many moderators and close supporters felt betrayed after discovering the extent of her deception, and they call for Amy to seek professional help rather than continue fabricating personas.
Forward in life and flourish, and if they want to be creative, to create to their heart's content without any of this drama coming back to bite them. I want them to grow. If they do not grow and they continue this behavior under a new alias, then we need to remind her to please seek that help. Now, I imagine there's going to be some channers here. Maybe Blueless is actually in this VC listening into all this kind of kickoff. I don't know, don't care.
Oh my god, maybe she's in the chat. No, I'm joking.
I've had a little bit of a read and look at kind of what's been
British
said
voice, Mayoshi.
everyone that's going on, and
he's pretty good at talking.
We can all hee hee ha ha about,
because he did all that
stuff,
on the fly, like as things were happening.
At the end of the day,
he didn't have slides.
There are real humans behind all this, and people, and this is an individual that just needs to get help. Get the fuck off the internet. Go see a psychiatrist. Hell, get sectioned if that is what they
True, she could
need.
be any of you guys.
To leave this behind and just come back to reality as a better person.
Yeah.
As someone that's healed from whatever the hell's happened to them. Because none of this is normal, none of this is right.
I think the internet just amplifies.
That is pretty much everything that I'm aware of at this time. Void, I don't know if you're there, if you have anything else. Ultra, I don't.
I mean, a lot of people are like, I'm hoping she comes back as a better person. Maybe this is a hot take, but I don't think she should come back. I don't think she should come back to the internet. The internet is not made for her. She needs to be outside, seeing the sun, touching grass, being in touch with nature. things like that, you know? Because the internet will just amplify any, it will give you, the internet will give you mental illness if you don't have any. So if you already have any, it's not, if you already have some, it's not going to be a good mix. Okay, then throughout the video, then there's somebody comes into the VC and asks him if he ever heard them both in VC at the same time. And he's like, well, they never spoke at the same time. If both Momo and Ami would join the VC, one would talk and one would type, or both would type, which I found strange at the time. But they're basically saying that Momo would often find excuses for not joining VC, and he thought it was weird, but he could never really confront her about it.
She's like telling me that the two of them are like planning a collab, and that I'll probably be asleep for it because, you know, I'm in the US, so I'm on the other side of the planet. And she's telling me I'll probably be asleep for it, but I can be there if I wanted to. It's gonna be the call and response thing, and she was telling me all about it at like 2 a.m. And so immediately I'm like, I thought Momo was asleep, so I like asked that to her. I'm like, so did you guys just plan this? And she's kind of like dodging the subject, and I'm like, I'm not sure if you understand. I'm asking, did you two just plan this like right now? And then she talks about how like, oh, she actually like just woke up a little bit ago, and you know, Ami hasn't been able to sleep. And I'm like, I mean, okay. So I'm like, okay, well maybe if I just, you know, can be there for that, and if I'm there to witness it with my own eyes, you know, if it's really true and believable, then I can vouch for it. No, they didn't
So
even...
this isn't a mod, this is just somebody who knew Momo a little bit better.
Even wait for me. She never even told me when they were doing it. They just ended up doing it. They released it. Then the cover thing came out too, and I'm like, it's like, I don't... It's weird to me that she kept posting publicly, considering, of course, all of the eyes on her, but also, like, she's outright, like, talking to me about, like, these things.
Okay, the other things mentioned in the video is that, crazily enough, like, her community, I think Birdie said that he only found out about the allegations because she kept posting about it in her community notes, in her community posts, like on YouTube, or like talking about it on Twitter. And then they would look up the allegations, and they found them pretty darn convincing.
But I saw, looking at like comments, and I hate looking at comments like in general, but looking at comments, I would see the people that would like defend her like ride or die no matter what, and like look at this stuff and not think anything of it, think that it's like just harassment or hate, which I don't really think the Blue List channel was made to harass her in any way. I think it was really to just inform people.
I mean, it was very clickbaity in a way. It came across.
It was definitely.
So
it was
I'll say this about the Blue List channel again.
Blue List, yeah. So the Blue List channel was the channel like making tons of video, exposing her, comparing her voices, and all of that.
Though a lot of what was brought up was you know, interesting. You know, Smoking Gun. A lot of it was pretty, you know, conspiratorial. Which is why for a lot of it, I was just saying to Amy, like, Lash, just fucking ignore it. If none of this is true, it don't matter. Just keep doing what you want to do. But obviously, having the mental faculties of a child almost, she could not do that. Which is how all this is now blown up, essentially.
Yes, she could not stop posting publicly, and that was something that was very apparent to me, and I kept looking at it and thinking, well, I'm the kind of person, I hate those videos, I hate those like things on the internet, like the whole cancel culture thing. You're okay. So like I hate, like I just don't like standing for that like one-sided kind of nature. So immediately I'm like, well, whether she's lying about most or all of it or not,
that's crazy.
It's like I kind of want to do my own investigation, hear things from her, try to get in contact with as many people involved as possible, which is why originally I reached out to like one of the other sock puppets that I saw had like messages open on Twitter. They didn't get back to me because, you know, I'm sure that account was just left dead for at least like a month or whatever. It was the Aoi Meijo one, for context. It doesn't really matter. that account never actually that account's
Or
still
would
up,
she?
so that's maybe a bit interesting.
I don't know.
The then I went to the blue
Playing 7D
Twitter.
chess.
And I saw their DMs were open, and I didn't remember them always being open. So I just decided to take the opportunity to reach out to her. Of course, I had.
I found her from that one guy's video about the mute VTuber who clips her all now. I don't know. I don't think this is damaging to... Because the thing is, whenever things like this happen, it kind of damages... well, it makes it harder for other VTubers who are having health issues, that do live with chronic disease, that do live with disabilities, to have people trust them. And I mean, it's not a one person's fault, it's an accumulative thing. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.